What is up? What is up? What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Traders Podcast. We have a great guest here with us today. This is AndrewMoMoney. Man, how long have you had your channel going? Because I feel like you just popped up and you've been really going off. I'm really excited to talk about you here today. Just covering AMC like a champ. Let's hear about you. How long have you been? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me. Big pleasure. I've been watching your channel for a sec. I started my channel on Father's Day 2020, so Dad's Day, easy to remember, easy for me to do the math. Almost 10 months now, I think.
Dang, dude, that's you've been cooking. I've seen, I would peek through your channel and I noticed that you started uploading more frequently as of late, and that's really been good for you. It's good to see. And I know that you're a fellow AMC lover, and I tell you what, the Gorilla Gang, everybody in the Gorilla Gang right now, drop some gorillas in the chat, because you know what it is. We've got a fellow gorilla here with us. They're pumped to talk with you here today. I've been recommended to you by everybody. They're like, dude, you got to bring Andrew on to the podcast. You got to talk AMC. This is gonna be sick. So I'm really pumped to hear what you have to say.
Oh, well, first of all, Gorilla Gang, I am so pumped to be here. I got to rise my energy up to Trey's level, because one of the things is that his energy is unbeatable. The second thing is that you guys being able to cross-platform and talk about the Meatball Army, getting your MBAs, and also getting this man the subs he deserves. It's amazing. I'm so excited to be here.
They're saying Meatball is inversed. That makes me like, I didn't realize your camera was backwards compared to usual streams. That's cool, man. Yeah, they're showing you some love. We've got a million gorillas popping up in the chat right now. So, all right, we've given the introduction. You know who Andrew is now. I've got a link to his channel in the description box down below if you'd like to check him out. Please do give him a follow. I tell you what, we get this man to 25,000 followers by the end of the stream, and I will purchase $1,000, not 1,000 shares, $1,000 worth of AMC while we're cooking here with Crisco, and you get me up another 1,000, we'll be good to go. So absolutely beautiful. You know the drill, guys. You give me to 1,000 likes in this video, I'll drink this glass of water. You know I don't like my water, but Gorilla Gang's got to stay hydrated. All right, rock on. So how did you get drawn into the AMC situation? What's your sentiment? I assume you're obviously pretty bullish. I heard you talk quite a bit. I stopped in on your streams. I've heard your hypotheses. So give me your bull case for AMC.
So right now, in my opinion, I've always been following the economics of the entire situation. In the beginning, I was explaining the concept of shorting and how the squeeze could happen. Now, very recently, we've gotten into the territory of delta squeezing, gamma squeezing, and of course the final rocket booster at the last minute, which is the short squeeze itself. And the most important part about AMC is that it has a story to tell, right? It has a value add as the pandemic starts to ease up. The two-week marker a week ago for the theaters to start opening up in 25% capacity was the powder keg to light the rest, right? Because once AMC started picking up, there was no stopping it. Now, they was running in tandem with GME for a while. Maybe that was AMC's doing, maybe that was GME's doing, who knows? But that kind of action was a long time coming. That's why I'm excited about AMC.
Yeah, man. It's funny you say that, because, from kind of different perspectives, we both got into a stock before the craze. That's what I'm getting, right? Is you got into this way before it got crazy. You were tracking it before it got crazy, right?
Yes, and one of the things that I want to mention is that one of the history repeats itself concepts is that people weren't expecting this gamma squeeze to happen so early, right? They were like, January, that's the story, case closed, let's just keep waiting. People were patient, and it happened. It's kind of like a little gift that fell in our lap. So at the end of the day, we talk a lot about dates. We're probably going to talk about March 19th on this stream, but honestly,
oh, you already know it, man.
At the end of the day, you just got to keep waiting, in my opinion.
Totally, man. And I wanted to mention the fact that you got into AMC before it got crazy with Wall Street bets, because we did the same thing here with the Gorilla Gang. It was actually a freak accident. I was talking about it this morning with some of the guys over the Discord. We got into it back when it was $4. I saw that as a play. I was like, man, this looks like a solid swing trade opportunity. I saw some good numbers. It had a good technical setup on the charts, had high short interest. I was like, yeah, guys, we're going to get in this for like a 2 or 3 day swing. 2 days later, Wall Street bet starts pumping it on Reddit. And I was like, what just happened? I was like, how is this possible? You know what I mean? And it's very interesting. It's I'd say coincidental. That's maybe this is meant to be, man. Maybe we're both meant to have this conversation.
I have to say that the YouTube algorithm followed up on this friendship pretty fast. It was like, hey, these two videos are like almost the same kind of energy level, the same level of hype. And now we're jiving here.
You know what it is, brother. You know what it is. So we talked about this briefly before. Everybody's showing Meatball some love, by the way. Everybody is just digging it. Everybody is wondering. We talked about this briefly before we started this call about this quadruple witching, and you said that there was a new article that came out on Reddit, a new post, and I worked all day today, so I'll be honest, I haven't had the opportunity to dig into that quite yet, and I know that you said you got about 80% down packed. Would you mind walking us through what we're looking at here and how this is relevant to the situation? And then keep in mind, obviously, that I haven't been saying any dates for anybody, specifically for the same reason that you haven't, right? Because we want to take this day by day, box by box, so we can check small boxes and slowly work ourselves to that end goal, which I think we both think is going to happen. A lot of people think is going to happen.
Right. So the main date in mind that a lot of people are looking at, well, specifically for GME, is made by a Reddit user called Hey It's Pixel. And he was a pretty quiet guy on Reddit, except for these DDs. And he actually got the opportunity to talk to me on a live stream over the weekend. He came on the show, did his last interview, first and last one.
Hold up. He came on your live stream?
He did.
Oh, that's sick. Rock on, man. Go on. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no worries.
You have to tell us about that.
He's this very chill Elon Musk sounding German guy. We're starting to become pretty good friends. Our certain love of board games and chilling and being kind of extroverted, introverted guys. We were talking specifically about why March 19th was a day that a lot of different factors are plugging into. Now, as a disclaimer, this has an ongoing story. Right. One of my basic sentiments about deadlines is that it hurts the momentum of whatever stock or meme stock is trying to squeeze. For example, right, this happened historically in the GameStop hearing in Congress. When DFV showed up on screen, GameStop actually moved up 10% as he was the 30 seconds that he was on.
Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember that happening. Yeah. I was watching it.
And after that, he left the live stream and the stocks just tanked right back down, right? Because people had crazy expectation that for some reason he was going to show up. He's going to say, "I'm not a cat. I like the stock."
Such gold.
And that was going to be enough. It wasn't. And then people who were either too impatient or they had paper hands to start, they just left the stock in the dust. So that's the important part. If you have a date in mind, don't feel a false sense of security. That's my most important caveat here. Now, the four main reasons why March 19th is the day that Josh still believes strongly is one, XRT, if you guys have been following ETFs, right. That's a stock that needs to rebalance to show dividends on that day. That is a hypothesis because every 3 months XRT shows shows off its dividends and the shorts that are hiding the GME shorts would have to cover before that day. However, most of the time, these dividends are normally posted months in advance. They're posted, the date of which they're going to come out comes months in advance. And usually in 2020, they're all on a Monday, not a Friday. So this is the problem right now. Isn't something that usually takes 2 months in advance. Why would it come out in 3 weeks if it's still not announced yet? So that's one of the biggest flaws about XRT and its rebalance day. Really tricky because it is, like you said, a quadruple witching day. For those of you who are not in the know, it's a day that ends up being where 4 different markets have a lot of their contracts expire at the exact same time. Now, this isn't a once in a blue moon activity, right? It happens once every 3 months.
Yeah, 4 times a year.
However, this time around, we are expecting this large amount of volume to push AMC, GME, but also a lot of the other meme stocks. It's called Meme-ageddon on some of the DBs on Reddit.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
And the trouble with that is now we're putting a lot of stock into the fact that March 19th is just a day with a lot of volume. Right, a lot of volume doesn't mean a ton. Doesn't necessarily mean a ton of volatility, even though normally volatility is associated with volume. So that's the biggest trouble with this concept, is that a witching day could actually be the reason why all of these other large amounts of volumes are currently in play, and a lot of contracts are waiting to expire on that day.
That was my take as well, man. I mean, if you look at March 19th, the call options, there are so many call options for that day right now. It's mind blowing. It's out of the park compared to the rest of the expiration dates. If I just check here really quick, I'll take a peek at AMC's expiration in terms of options. Give me 1 second and I'll share my screen and show everybody. But as of the 5th of March, it's not even comparable, honestly, in retrospect. So let me change this over. I am not super tech savvy, so you have to bear with me here. All right, we're cooking. So picture in picture, we'll bring this over to Weeble. All right, so we've got can everybody see it? Can you see it okay, Andrew?
I cannot see it, but I'm also watching the live stream on the side.
Oh, so yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Well, I think it'll pop up. Let me check my OBS. Nope, that's not working. Oh, it's because I didn't turn it on. That'll do it. That'll do it. So I'll turn this on quick. Now we're cooking. All right. So now that should be popped up just perfectly fine. Anywho, on the 5th of March, 2021, if we look at the strike prices between $5 and, $12, actually, this has went up a lot. These weren't, we didn't have near this many call options until today. This was like, I bet it's gone up 30 or 40,000, but even still, if you compare the 5th of March to the 19th, you can see the numbers for this are so freaking high. I mean, we've got 50,000 total call options waiting to, to either, expire in the money or to get sold at the $10 strike alone. That's insane. And you've got, 14,000, 11,000, 28,000, 15,000 from 14 to 17. The $40 strike almost has 20,000 call options. Like, what the heck? That's insane. And I don't think that's by accident, I think there's people out there who have done this DD, ahead of time and are anticipating this sort of quadruple witching. And, it's not something I've done a lot of research on per se. You definitely know more about this than I do. I worked all day today. I haven't got the chance to check out that second post that he made on Reddit. But nonetheless, I think this is relevant, especially the call options piece of things. And I'd love to hear this from your perspective as a data scientist. But with these call options, the fact that market makers have to hedge for these, they have to purchase shares to basically maintain collateral and make sure that they're net neutral on collateral, right? I think that's a big deal because that can help cause what we've been talking about earlier, which is that gamma squeeze type situation, which would be huge. I'd love to hear your perspective on that. I talked a lot with Bruce yesterday. Let me change this back so I can see you good. I talked about it with Bruce yesterday, but I'd love to hear what you think.
So the thing about, and I'm not sure how smooth the brains are of the gorilla gain apes out here, but just
they're intelligent.
They're intelligent.
Oh yeah, you know it.
Well, in that case, the fact that you mentioned hedging for these stocks that are about to be near the money is the cause of a lot of the delta spike theories that are coming out here,
right?
Where if we're about to be near the money and a market maker or an institution who sold the contract is afraid of us getting closer, they might just buy the stock right out front instead of waiting for it to get higher. And that's the what people are waiting for with this quadruple witching day is that if the price of AMC or GME gets even higher, we are going to see a lot more contracts get in the money or near the money, and market makers are going to have to hedge to be able to make their avoid having one catastrophe lead to another catastrophe, and they could end up causing the squeeze themselves. However, one of the things that on the Reddit post that you're mentioning, the counter DD that was written by Oncrid Stones, another user on Reddit, he's talking about massive chain options, and he mentioned that Josh's observations are just an observation, not an analysis, right? So GME has ridiculous chain options on that day compared to particular days before and after. However, every stock does because it's a quadruple witching day. The amount of volume that we see may not be abnormal for GME compared in relative terms to every other stock that also has huge amounts of chain options as well.
Yeah, that makes total sense. It was interesting that you brought up GameStop because I've seen some people raise concerns, in terms of, the shares outstanding on GameStop versus the shares outstanding on AMC. And, I'll tell you my take on it. I'd be interested to hear what you think. But my take, you've got way more shares outstanding with AMC, and that raises concerns for some people. I think it's somewhere around 360 million total shares outstanding on that stock versus GameStop has something like 70 million. So people are concerned. They're like, do we actually have the squeeze potential for AMC since there are so many more shares? To which my response is, just because there are more shares doesn't mean there's not squeeze potential. Like, we can think about stocks that have crazy amounts of outstanding shares, but if they're all being held, or if they're being, counterfeit shares that are being created because of, delta hedging or naked shorting or whatever the case may be, you can still see a squeeze happen. And I'll get into the weeds more, man, but that's my basic rundown is I think the shares outstanding really doesn't play into it. In fact, I think that based on the numbers that I have available to Ortex, right, the utilization is actually higher for AMC than it is for GameStop. GameStop. Like the total amount of lendable short shares was at 96% this morning versus GameStop at 74. So that seems significant to me, and it'd be interesting to hear from your perspective. Since you are a data scientist, that's really incredible, man. I think it's worth talking about.
So the two things that I would offer here is one, perception is key, which is why on my channel, we wait for every FINRA report to come out with a short interest. And two, oftentimes the calculation ends up being the most important part. Like you said, the amount of like actual short interest might actually differ for the amount of effect that it should have on the squeeze potential of AMC and GME. If anybody's following FINRA's reports, you know that 2 weeks ago, AMC was at 15%. So it was reported. People say that report is wrong. However, GME was at 78.6%. The same FINRA organization calculated both of those, right? So GME is very high and AMC is still high, above 10%, of course. But then when the next report came out 2 weeks later, GME fell from 78 to 60, and then AMC actually rose 1%. So the calculation, is it consistent or not consistent? Did they change the actual calculation in this sense? It doesn't actually matter when it comes to the first point that I mentioned, which is perception. If enough people believe that AMC has a less likelihood of short squeezing, that actually ends up affecting future gamma squeezes because it affects the number of call options that people will buy. At the end of the day, a gamma squeeze is only dependent on a short squeeze based on how many people believe the price will go up due to the short squeeze.
Right, it's all about sentiment for a gamma squeeze. It's dependent on how many people are bullish on the stock. And it's interesting that you mentioned the FINRA numbers, because whether or not they're consistent, I'm definitely not a math guy. I don't know this off the top of my head, but I remember reading that they were calculating, somebody like fact check the math. They were calculating the GameStop and AMC short interest differently. So what I had read is that the AMC short interest, they were taking the actual short shares from just certain exchanges and then the total volume from all exchanges, which would obviously skew the number in comparison to GameStop. Like I didn't do the math, but I've read that, on Reddit and Twitter and different places. Of course, do more DD than that, but it's interesting because I want to bring that up as if that's possible or not. I've seen people discuss that for sure, especially in the comment section.
Can you ask the question again? What is possible?
So the FINRA numbers being different. So we know, based on previous cases, like I don't remember the name of the company, but we've seen cases where companies will misrepresent short interest data and just pay a fine. They'll just pay a fine to FINRA because they'd rather, pay that fine than get slapped with, oh crap, people know that we have a heavy stake in this stock. They pay their couple $1 million and then they get out and make money. They make way more than they lost. So is it possible that we see that same situation here with AMC where they may be misrepresenting the data? I'd be interested to hear.
I am 100% very for that statement. That is not there's a conspiracy theory for every non-conspiracy theory, but this is not a conspiracy theory. The idea that the fines that they would afford to pay is a slap on the wrist is 100% true, right? That's why every FINRA back late. If you've been following for the last 2 weeks, they always come back like hours after market close instead of right as market should close, which is when it should come out. The main idea behind that is, as it turns out, the amount of money they have to pay that to avoid the short squeeze is pennies on the dollar when it comes to
big time.
facing the short squeeze.
The report that I had seen, I think it was from the early 2010s, and what company was it? I don't even remember off the top of my head, but they paid like $2 or $3 million, which to a hedge fund playing with billions of dollars, they're like, yeah, here you go, have a couple dollars. I don't really care, which is why I really don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. In fact, I think it's likely that the number of, both short shares and available shares are a lot different than we're being led to believe. So it's good to hear you say that because, I've talked about this with a couple different people and, you have a very straightforward analytical perspective. It's really interesting. That's good.
I appreciate that. I mean, I read someone in the comment, you are more of a data scientist than me. I am amazed with the amount of technical analysis that you bring onto your streams. Like this just blows me away on a regular basis. So big kudos to the amount of education you brought into the world based on this channel alone.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Andrew. It's really I just do what I'm doing. It's not something I do alone, The entire community here, and I think this is something that a lot of, the apes, the Gorilla Gang, we all take pride in this. It's the fact that we work together to make things happen. I'm just one guy. And there are times that I'm right, there are times that I'm wrong. There's sometimes plays that I can't find that other people find, yada, yada, yada. But I'm not going to take the credit, dude. There's way more intelligent people out there. I just love doing it. It's a blast. I love having conversations with people, just learning and, just having a talk. It's good for sure.
I love the community here. Oftentimes, I do feel that exact same sentiment. Like, oh, you tipped me off to this stock? Well, if I didn't get that tip from you, then there's no chance I would have been able to learn it myself. So people in the live chat ends up being one of the smartest peoples out there.
Totally, man. Ghost is in the chat right now. I just saw your name pop up. Ghost put me on a play. I think it was about a week ago. It was ticker symbol SYPR. So I'm not sure if you know that ticker or not, but I got that as a day trade. So I hopped in, during a live stream. He said, "Dude, check this out. It's running. I've been scalping it." I got in, got out a half hour later, walked away a pretty happy guy. That's a perfect example of how awesome a community can be. So it's definitely a good thing.
And people saying in the chat, Meatball deserves a treat. I think he's been sleeping long enough. Let me give him a treat right here.
You better wake up, Meatball.
Come here, buddy. Job. Over on my channel.
Dude, I love that your dog's name is Meatball. That's so good.
It's oftentimes I think that he names me. In my head, he probably has a food name for me as well.
Yeah. Oh man, that's such gold. I'm gonna have a dog someday. It's gonna be a wiener dog, and I'm gonna name him Boulder, because boulders are big. It's kind of it's kind of funny, a little humorous. But anyways, go ahead, man.
You were on my stream a while ago, and you said that you wanted to get a parrot. Is that still true?
Oh yeah, man. If I could, I would. I don't know if they let me do that at Bullock. I'm living in a hotel right now. It is what it is. What it is. Guys, so if you have not checked out Andrew's channel, make sure you do that. We get this guy to 25,000 subscribers. I will drop $1,000 on AMC during this live chat. You already know what it is. We always keep it real. We keep it 100, and we owe it to the guy to help him out as much as we can. Also, we get this video to 1,300 likes. I will slam my gorilla juice. As you guys know, gorillas do not drink water. I do not drink water because gorillas do not drink water. So we make that happen. We're cooking with Crisco, guys. Show some love to the man. This has been good so far.
I appreciate that. I mean, this is just like a very high energy, chill hangout for me. I'm a big high energy man myself, so this is why, personally, I'm finding a kindred spirit right here. We're getting close already. We got 1,000 likes on the video already.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you already know what it is, guys. Drop it in the comments, because this is gonna blow you away. Literally, people go ape crazy to watch me just drink water, which is the dumbest thing. It makes me laugh so hard, because I hate water. I hate it. They always make fun of me because I drink too much coffee, too much energy drinks, too many Mountain Dews, whatever.
I do have 2 of these humongous steins. So you tell me where your hotel room is. I'll send you one of these. You can drink as much water as you want.
Rock on, man. I'll send you a Gorilla Gang mug. That's gold. That's gold. So I see people mentioning RKT in the comment section down below. To be transparent, guys, I'm going to show you guys my Webull account here really quick. I'm going to make this a picture-in-picture. And I'm going to show you that I actually have a position in RKT right now. I've been scalping this throughout the day. I see that there are people who, feel a certain sort of way. And I think this is more on Andrew's side of things. So I'd be interested to hear your perspective here. But some people have been saying that RKT has been a distraction from AMC. I'll let you know what I think, but I want to hear your perspective here first, because you're the guest. But I don't think that's the case. Regardless, I have been scalping this throughout the day. I think I'm up about $1,200. I've been, playing it 100 shares here, 100 shares there between my lunch break, my, I'd go to the bathroom, I'd just sit on the toilet for 10 minutes, whatever it may be. And I want to hear your perspective here. Andrew. Let's hear what you have to say about RKT. What have people been telling you over at the channel?
So people are vehemently against RKT on my channel. I did make a poll on my channel for future live streams. What are people interested in? One of the options was AMC or GME, only until the moon. That sentiment was basically 80% of the poll. So when I made a live stream starting off with RKT is up at 69%, I thought that would be funny. Everyone's like, change it back to GME, please. We want the GME channel. So first thing first, if you're coming over from my channel, I'm going to repeat what I said over there, which is stocks cannot maliciously try to distract you from other stocks. They don't have any feelings, and they they don't.
I've never heard that. That made me smile.
Yeah. But specifically, is RKT a institution or a bot or a hedge fund based distraction? People are saying it's a little suspicious that it's called Rocket and has a rocket in it already. If they wanted to have us FOMO badly, this is exactly the kind of artificial distraction they could create. In my opinion, RKT has good earnings. It has a good report. It has, when you compare it to Zillow and other big players in its field, it was a big potential play even without the CEO coming out and causing a squeeze himself. So in my opinion, RKT may be a short-lived squeeze, but then we will always have AMC, we'll always have GME, we'll always have all these other meme stocks that we care about, and those are much longer plays.
Totally, man.
RKT is going to be, if it's a distraction, it's because it's only here for this long. And if you sold RKT at the top like Trey, then it's time to go ahead and put it back into the meme stocks we care about so much.
Yeah, man. I think this is a good point to touch on is you don't have to necessarily have 100% of your portfolio in AMC, and then when another stock is popping off, feel like you can't buy into that stock, right? Because this is my perspective. If you tell somebody, and this is why I don't ever mention dates like we were talking about, if you tell somebody, this is the day in which everything is going to go down. The closest that I came to that is when we finished over $8 on last Friday. We finished at 8.01, the famous $8.01, right? I said that's like checking box one because we've got a bunch of call options that expire in the money. It gives people the opportunity to exercise, right? It's like checking box one to get the ball rolling down the hill. But regardless, a way to break this down, day by day, week by week, so that people can have some patience and enjoy the process is by finding these plays that you can have fun with along the side. Take your profits, put them into AMC. I'll tell you what, that's what I've been doing. That's what I built out my position back to 1,400 shares to what it is now. That's my take on these sort of stocks. I don't think they're a distraction either. I'm with you 100%. In fact, I think it's important to have fun in the market and not be like, because it is such an emotional roller coaster, man. I'll tell you what, I'm sure you've been through the ringer. But I've gotten some crazy high dopamine rushes and I've been slapped in the mouth by a lot of people and a lot of different social platforms. So it's good to break up the monotony, that's what it's all about.
That's my favorite thing about you, Trey, is that you are not afraid to speak your mind. I think nobody in your chat thinks that you would chill out in an instant. Look at you. I didn't even notice you were wearing a Naruto outfit, so that's amazing.
Dude, Kakashi is what's at. Is where it's at, awesome. Man. 100%. Yeah, but I think that was just important to say. You hit it right on the money, in my opinion. It's definitely a good thing to mention in regards to RKT. Do you mind if I take a minute just to read off these super chats? I'd like to be respectful of everybody here chilling.
Of course, man. Take your time.
Rock on. So I have 684 at 9:41 a.m. in for the long haul. There you go, brother. That's money. And then he says, did you guys notice that there was a buy of 16 plus after hours on AMC? Did you notice that?
I did not notice. I wasn't keeping my eye closely peeled enough.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't either. What do we have here? So I'm going to check the last... No way, dude. What if that's the same buyers that stepped in? Does anybody have a screenshot? So the last 2 days now, this is incredible. I want to hear your opinion on this. What this could be. I've talked with some people. I personally, let me start over. I'm just too excited. I'm too excited. So the last 2 trading days, Monday and Friday, 1 second after the market closed, you had 2 back-to-back orders over 400,000 shares. That happened on Monday, and it was at 16,001, right? So 16 minutes and 16 hours and 1 second, and then 16 hours and 2 seconds. Back to back. Happened 2 days in a row, Friday and Monday. And people are saying that it happened today as well. 3 days in a row that right after the bell, we had huge buys come in. What do you think of that? I think it's institutional buyers. Obviously, I don't think that's a retail investor being like, yeah, I'm just going to buy, 900,000 shares right after market close. Like, what could that be?
I mean, I'm going to have to agree with you. I don't want to buy into too many conspiracy theories before I do enough due diligence myself. But this is very similar to the instance where someone was buying like fractional shares of like less like than a cent, like more specific than 14 cents, like even like 14.15196. Like they're counting pies into the digits. So that's an institutional buyer. There's no way a retail investor could make that trade. So in that sense, you got to follow the money and keep following where this could lead. This is why I spend a lot of my time focusing on DD and focusing on where the research is leading itself to.
Yeah, man. I think it'd be a good thing to dive into some DD on that. In fact, I'd be surprised if there wasn't something already on Reddit. I bet there's some mastermind out there that spent the last 6 hours trying to dissect it. There always is. And some people don't like when you read, let me know if you get this case. I have so much love for the Gorilla Gang. Guys, drop some gorillas in the chat for Andrew. If you're not subbed to him, make sure that you do it. Drop a like on the video. We got those 1,200 likes, so I slam my water. I'll go get another glass if we get this to 2,200. But anyways, I have so much love for the Gorilla Gang. Like the community here that's always rocking, they're awesome. But sometimes, you get those times when you read stuff on Reddit and they say, why are you reading this? This is incredible. And to me, that's a little bit of a challenge in intelligence. diligence. So like it'd be the same as, going to Wikipedia, where anybody can edit something on Wikipedia, yet people use that as a learning resource, right? It's a tool that's utilizable, and I don't think it's a tool necessarily used by, regular people like you and me to trick people, right? Maybe sometimes there's misinformation, but that's why you fact check. You read this source, you read that source, you read more than one article, right? To just kind of ping things, and just fact check it. But I think that Reddit can be a great tool because there are people out there who spend hours studying one thing that we would talk about, like you and me back and forth right now, that we just wouldn't have the time for, because diving into this whole AMC situation, man, you tell me what you think, but I think I would need to sit down for literally 24 straight hours to be able to dissect all of the facts and data here.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think that when comparing Wikipedia and Reddit to anyone can say anything. Well, this is the point of democracy, right? Anyone can be anything.
Yeah.
And that's why it's very similar to the blockchain in that sense, where if you try to BS, if you try to shill, if you're trying to be a bot and say a sentiment and have a whole bunch of other bots try to upvote that and try to push that to the front page, you're going to get burned. You're not going to be able to pass it through the regular humans that are constantly doing their due diligence and making other research. Now, that said aside, now that I have told you my confidence in the system, I want to also talk about the fact that humans can still find DD and then continue to build on it. That's what happened with Josh's Hey It's Pixels March 19th prediction. His in-game analysis had a numerous number of holes. That's why another user came in and created a counter DD. And that is why we love Reddit. That's why we love Wikipedia. If you are reading this theory, have it clear that this needs a bucket of salt because it's not peer reviewed and not enough.
A bucket of salt. Not even a pinch, man. A whole freaking bucket. I love that. That's good. Sorry to interrupt you. Go on.
No. I wanted to give Meatball a treat too. He's been looking at me. That's why. The thing about having a bucket of salt is because DDs will have to be updated, exactly like the DD that was knocking Josh's due diligence as well, because he updated it today and he actually covered a lot of stuff, took back a couple of things, reversed his position, and now all of a sudden we have brand new research. You cannot call these people manipulators if they end up going back, commenting on each one of their the comments that might disagree, might have a different opinion, or at the very least might have other evidence, and then updates the original post. That's just good research right there.
They're not the hedgies trying to steal our tendies. Oh man, no, I'm just playing. But that's true, man. And I see, where some people raise concerns in regards to using Reddit as a source for news, because I think that there's possibilities that you have bots or hedge funds or whatever it might be that are paid to troll Reddit, Discord, and YouTube comment sections. I don't know about you, but I've seen some people have already been saying it in the chat right here. I think somebody dropped a super chat about it, saying that some people have been, paid to pump silver or RKT. Like, let me come and find this chat here. Somebody mentioned this. It was Phantom Savage. Phantom Savage said, RKT itself may not be a distraction, but I know for certain I've seen bots in chats spamming identical pro RKT messages, which concerns me. What do you think of that? It's 100% obvious to me that is something that takes place. We know that market manipulation takes place, right? We've had numerous occasions where there's screenshots posted on Webull, screenshots posted on StockTwits of people having emails saying, hey, we'll pay you X amount of money for every single hit piece you put out on this, on Discord or on Reddit or whatever it may be. What do you make of that? Do you think that's happening with AMC? And how can we combat that and know the right research to pay attention to?
Number one, do I think that's happening at all? Yes, I do think it's happening at all. Number two, do I think it's happening in mass? Do I think it's an actual institutional problem? Not at all. And the thing with this is that just the sliver of a conspiracy in our brains, our little smooth-brained apes, immediately permeates the entire crowd. It's like you have to have herd immunity from this kind of disease, which is doubt. If you have enough doubt, you're going to want to find out what the next part is, and you're not going to look that hard. You're just going to try to find as much self-confirmation as possible. And the problem with this is, imagine you have a nice restaurant that's opening up across the street, and the restaurant is doing a good job, and you hear a news article of someone saying, hey, this restaurant's doing so good, I want to pay you to smear other restaurants across, that is not this restaurant, right? Just by hearing that story, you're going to be like, oh, this restaurant's terrible. Right, this restaurant's trying to steal the restaurants. But just by that story, just because it happens doesn't mean that the restaurant doesn't stand by itself with its own revenues, with its own employees, with its own actual work put in proof. So that's the thing we have to keep in mind.
100%, man. Man, you've got a great way of simplifying things for my ape brain. I like this. I like this a lot. This is a good combo. People are loving Meatball, by the way. Everybody's commenting on Meatball, chilling in the back.
Meatball's always just been a regular member of every show. He just relaxes right there, waiting for his tendies. Honestly, the reason why
waiting for his tendies. I love that. That's gold.
The reason why he sleeps so much is because he knows it's all going to pan out in the end. So be like Meatball. Don't look at the charts every day. You
know what it is. You already know what it is. I like that. I like that. Somebody was saying that that Meatball needs to start investing. Meatball wants to invest. He's bored.
He does. Meatball, do you want to invest in Dogecoin or? I'm sorry, that was a little racist of me. I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, jeez. I haven't heard that. I shouldn't have laughed at that. That's funny. That makes me that was good. I got you there. I got you. That was not bad. All right, so I'm gonna read off a couple more of these. I think some people have some questions for you. If you guys have them, let us know, and we will keep it rocking. LJ, thank you for that super chat. Heard you were in Fort Sill. Let me hook you up with the food and margaritas. Oh, dude, that'd be sick. Yeah, shoot me a message on Twitter. I'm guessing this guy's from Fort Sill, which is where I'm stationed right now. That's pretty cool. Mike G.
Have you actually like hit up somebody and gone and got margaritas with somebody?
I'm not a margarita guy typically, but you know, I'll do it if it's offered to me. You know, I'm a whiskey guy, so I drink whiskey and rum. I think I've got it right next to me. Hold on, where is this? I'm really messing up if I don't have my. No way. Where is it? Now I'm freaking out. Everybody knows what I'm reaching for right now. Everybody that's been rocking the channel. I've got a bottle of Kraken laying around here somewhere. But
hell yeah, good choice.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. For some reason I can't find it though. Maybe I put it somewhere else, but. Oh, whiskey and rum are good, but that's my go-to. In Minnesota, I called we call Jack Daniels a Coke, a Daniels Coke. It's pretty funny. Yeah, pretty decent, but that's my go-to. But I can't turn it down. It's I love Mexican food. I love whiskey. We'll make it happen.
I have a friend your age. He's went to Minnesota University. I don't want to dox him, but he's also in the military right now. So I'm wondering if you're stationed in the same place.
Is he an officer or is he enlisted?
Officer, I think.
Okay, really? Is he? You know what he's doing? Is he air defense? Is he field artillery?
He drives tanks. Is as much as I know.
Armor. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not an armor guy. It's that's not my cup of tea personally, but nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I just shoot stuff out of the sky. Nice. All right. So people want to hear a data scientist perspective on a stock. You pick the stock. We're gonna sit here and whatever your baby is. My baby is Microvision. That's my cup of tea. Let's hear your favorite stock in the market. Break it down.
Oh man, god dang. Okay, well, if it isn't a meme stock, that's my expertise right now is talking about the GameStop and the AMC saga.
Break it down for AMC. Whatever you want to do.
Well, the thing about AMC is that currently we are seeing so. AMC is a different beast than GameStop, and the reason why I am the risk reward to GameStop is very dangerous is because the lines of support and resistance, you've done those technical analyses a ton on your own channel. There are basically none between $90 and $60, right? It essentially shot straight through the roof, and since January there haven't been any chances for the stock to catch its breath between 60 and 90. So now that GameStop has actually seen a red day, dipped 2% on the day. Not a big dip, but at the very least, it has started to chugging along momentum. It ends up being the question, well, what happens if it falls below that $100 support level? What happens if it falls below that $90 support level? If it does end up falling below that, there is a possibility for it to free fall back right down to $60. And if it's before March 19th, that could be trouble for all of the contracts that we were waiting to be in the money.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to double down on this because I got a little lost in the sauce there while I was drinking my Diet Dew. So you think because, this would make sense to me. I just want to make sure that GameStop could have that potential for downside because there was a lot of price action that wasn't filled, right? So essentially it had that huge gap up. That volatility didn't really cover that 60 to 90 price zone much. Just want to make sure.
Exactly.
Okay. Go on. That's good. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
And the thing about that is the AMC is a different beast because it did hit a lot of different stops on the way up. It had a similar rise, although 15% on the daily for a couple of days straight. And then when GameStop saw that like 100% up, GME only saw a fifth of that action. So that said, AMC is a completely different stock in terms of building value slowly because it's waiting for the theaters to open. You see, GameStop isn't waiting for much of anything as the issue. It could be waiting for the next congressional hearing, which is going to be on March 17th. And we're going to be live streaming it and talking about it there. But at the end of the day, GameStop isn't going to be like reopening its GameStops, right? It doesn't have that same anticipation, and people love a narrative. So right now, in narrative-driven analysis, GameStop currently doesn't have enough news other than the fact that the end game analysis has put March 19th in the minds of everybody. So right now, it has a lot to lose because AMC, like, it opens its theaters and it's going to open its theaters, right? The only possible risk is that it causes another pandemic or another outbreak and then it has to close again, right? That would be a big blow to AMC. However, that would just go back to status quo pretty soon. GameStop, on the other side, is going to see a huge amount of people expecting something on March 19th. When it doesn't happen, or if it doesn't happen, people are going to lose a ton of interest. And that is going to be a little less reversible than AMC.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And, that's a huge piece of why I liked AMC more as well. Not that I dislike GameStop, but I think of things outside of a squeeze potential, right? Let's assume the worst case scenario here, which I don't think is going to happen regardless. I 100%, I mean, there's a reason that I've got 25% of my portfolio in AMC. It's because I think it's going to squeeze. But nonetheless, if it doesn't, what's the worst case scenario here, right? Well, let's say that GameStop doesn't end up squeezing. What do they have? They're a brick and mortar company. They've got, they don't have the digital. They're not an e-commerce video game company, and they didn't raise capital on their first squeeze. Now, I think that it is going to squeeze. I think it's very, very realistic, and I see no possible way that you don't see another run up. In fact, we already got a test run of that. Basically, I mean, GameStop retouched $200, AMC tested $12, right? And they've already had a little push, which isn't like, I don't think it's anywhere near what we're going to see. Bruce talked about this a lot, but I think we're just getting warmed up. I think we're going to see new all-time highs on both of these stocks soon. But worst case scenario, right? If this doesn't happen, will GameStop be able to rebrand itself if they don't raise the capital? Will they be able to move from a brick and mortar over to an e-commerce sort of store? If that doesn't end up happening, which I think they can, I think it's possible. I think it's just going to take another squeeze for them to raise capital, whether that means a share buyback, whether it means a direct offering, yada, 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 whatever they end up doing. I think it's possible. But worst case scenario, they're sitting in a bad spot. AMC, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good, man. I was just going to talk about AMC quick. For AMC, worst case scenario, let's say that, nothing happens here, right? We don't get a squeeze. We don't get an Amazon acquisition like everybody's talking about. What ends up happening, right? Well, you've got, they already raised, after taxes and fees, $700 million. They're sitting on enough capital to be bankruptcies off the table. The CEO has stated that himself already. He says, we've got enough capital to supply, operations until the end of 2021. In fact, they had enough capital to give their management team, I'm sure you saw this as well, a bonus. I mean, they're... That's not something a company does if they don't have money to sit on, So right. Worst case scenario for AMC for me is that it's a recovery play, and it comes back when quarantine's over, when COVID vaccines roll out, right? And people are pumped to go to the movies again, and it's back in business. And the risk there for me is a lot lower.
I agree. Just making sure I'm not cutting you off there.
No, you're good, man. I just like chatting. I'm a chatty dude.
That's why we're good together, because now I get a chance to drink my big bowl of water. The thing about that analysis, I agree fully with the idea that higher highs are in the near future. I'm glad Bruce covered that as well, because the main thing about some of the people in the chat is that people believe in the leadership of Ryan Cohen, right? We believe in the fact that Ryan Cohen knows how to change the board in a way that would make more sense. Even people like Kramer, let's cross my fingers after saying his name.
God dang it. You made me laugh. That's good.
But even Kramer has like dumb ideas or perhaps genius ideas of turning GameStop into a brick and mortar like cryptocurrency like shop. You can go inside and you can be your first interaction with Bitcoin. It can be your first interaction with any kind of cryptocurrency, and that could be an easy way for GameStop to turn around. Honestly, GameStop is sitting on a lot of brick and mortar like excellent locations, first of all. Second of all, nostalgic like value for people who, like you and me, grew up in the 90s. And finally, really important is the fact that thousands of really strongly opinionated apes are behind it right now. So that's why at this moment in time, the number of people currently diamond handing is sending GME skyrocketing in the near future.
I like your slang, man. You say a lot of the same goofy stuff that I do. That makes me chuckle. What was that? Opinionated apes? Guys, show some love to Andrew. This guy is an absolute G. This is this is so good. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. We'll fill up our Gorilla Gang mug. We'll give Andrew a second here. If we get this to 2,500 likes, in the next couple minutes or so, I'll refill up. I'll slam her down. I know you guys love watching me drink water. Check out Andrew's channel. It is linked in the description box down below. And I see you guys. You guys are wanting some love, so we're gonna show some love to the Gorilla Gang over here. We've got Andrew. We have adopted you into the Gorilla Gang. Meatball is a gorilla now too. He is no longer a dog. You already know what it is. Good sugar. Good sugar.
Welcome. Meatball is excited. That's a treat for becoming official gorilla.
Oh yeah. Now it's Meatball the gorilla. Guys, you already know what it is. It's Meatball the gorilla. I like that. Just gold.
So you've had actual gorilla training, or what's the origin story of gorillas?
We're just apes.
Okay.
It's that easy. That's all it is. So truthfully, I was on a live stream and somebody dropped it in the chat bar, and I was live streaming and I read it and I was like, we're gonna call this the Gorilla Gang or something. And I just laughed for like 30 straight seconds. Then everybody started dropping the gorillas in the chat, and I was like, all right, I'm all over it. That's so good. That's so good. Yeah, it was gold. So we're going to read off some of these super chats. I'd like to recognize the people that take the time to watch these live streams. I know that breaks up the chat a little bit, but we'll come back into it. I just like to take 30 seconds here, 60 seconds there, just to be respectful of everybody. So we got Mike G says, y'all are my two fave stonks bros. This feels like the episode where our heroes finally fuse and go Super Saiyan Blue to help us take down Jiren. Not a dead cat. Oh, man. You a Dragon Ball Z fan?
I did not grow up with it. When Toonami came on, I watched Bobobo instead.
Really? Okay. There you go. I grew up on Toonami too. I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I've actually got an anime leg sleeve, which is kind of funny.
So what's your favorite anime? Is it Naruto?
I grew up on Dragon Ball Z. That'd probably be my go-to if I had to say an all-time nostalgic favorite. But top three, I'd probably say Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Z, and it's a tie between, I'd say, One Piece and Death Note. I like both of those a lot. Probably One Piece would take the edge.
I've watched like hundreds of episodes on One Piece. I was like, that was my childhood for a long, long time.
Oh, so good. It took me. It's really long. It took some time to get into, but it's decent. You're not gonna go wrong.
Yeah,
definitely, man.
I'm very partial to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I watched that too. Man. Guys, oh man, they're all geeking. This is good. Super Fist of the Nose Hair. What is that?
Super Fist of the Nose Hair.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so weird, that's the Bobobo reference right there.
Oh, is it? There we go. I didn't even know. man, you're clowning me on my show. That's good. I like that. Yu Yu Hakusho. There we go. Yeah, a lot of people are going nuts right now. Jujutsu Kaisen? I gotta watch that. I know that a lot of people like that show a lot.
I mean, I watch it for the plot, but if you've watched Food Wars?
I have. I've seen a couple episodes. In fact, they have it on Toonami. I've got Cartoon Network on in the background, but at nighttime it's Toonami, and I just fall asleep to anime usually. Yeah. Yeah, it's the life. It's the life. Awesome. So I'm going to read off two more names, and then we'll get back into the conversation here. I don't want to waste your time whatsoever, but I do like to, as I mentioned, be respectful of everybody.
Take your time.
Right on. So Cameron says, dude, this is so cool how you bring on all the YouTubers that are actually relevant. Let me know your dream whiskey bottle, and I will send it when we go to the moon.
Ooh.
No, man, that has a story behind it. So, unless you live under a rock, you know that my channel is controversial. There are either, I would say, people that really like what we've got going on here, or people that will literally swear against me. And I've got nothing to say against it, People form their opinions, and we let it be what it is, And I'm just going to keep being me, just like you're going to keep being you. And, you're going to make friends. You're going to maybe not make friends in situations. So I think that's what Cameron's referring to. I don't entirely know, but we're rocking.
People have been talking about the Stonk Symposium, which is the idea that we bring Uncle Bruce back on.
Oh, yes.
But I wish I was here yesterday, but is that going to happen sometime soon?
Oh, definitely. So Uncle Bruce actually wants me to stop on to his live stream one of these days. So we'll probably make that happen first and then come back. And what I think would be insane. Hear me out. Hear me out. You, me, Uncle Bruce, Max Maher. The 4 Wombo combo. Think of all the personalities there, right? So Max he's my bro, dude. We both came from Minnesota. We both were on the same track team a year apart, which is insane. Like, we didn't even know it. And somehow we just figured that out. We've got Uncle Bruce, just a freaking Gandalf of stocks, like a genius. Honestly, having him on my live stream, I was like, man, I feel like I'm being educated. And I feel like a pretty intelligent dude for the most part. Like, I do my research, and he brought a lot to the table. Like, he's just got a lot of experience, and you can see it, you know? And then we've got you, and you've got a very analytical perspective. You've got that data scientist background, so you can really break things down in a numbers perspective and I would say a qualitative perspective as well. Not necessarily numbers, but being able to make sense out of a lot of things. And it's, you know, if you got my hyperness and you're gonna have a perfect storm of covering stocks, it'd be a lot of fun.
I love that you just put it together. That was the trailer right there. Clip that, put it out there. Stock Symposium coming out. I was just on Max's channel yesterday too, so that was.
Oh, okay. Hear me out. We could call it the quadruple witching. That'd be the title because there's 4 of us.
Oh my God, you're right.
Oh man, that's got to be the first good idea I've ever come up with. I'm not gonna lie.
Man,
gold,
dude. You keep coming up with it. Damn, that's really good.
I like it. If you guys want to see that happen, we'll try and make that happen. March 19th, I will see if I can have that day off of work. It's obviously very tricky with the Army. My schedule's all over the place, but you know, if I've got the free time, man, at the very least, we got to stream for a couple hours. You know, if we can, that's the move. Yes. Watching that's gonna be a crazy day.
Clear the day, wear some diapers, we'll be here all day.
I'm gonna go in for sick call. No, I shouldn't say that. No, we'll make it happen. We'll make something happen for sure. So I'm gonna read one more super chat. Ghost, I see you, man. I see you. You're always here rocking with the Gorilla Gang. Love it. I'm glad you were rocking. You were able to scalp some good money today. Zachary, what does he think about the institutional ownership on AMC? This is a question directed for you. What do you think about the institutional ownership on AMC?
In my opinion, it does. I mean, so my visibility on AMC and GME, I'm a little more bullish on.
GME you're more bullish on, or AMC?
GME I'm more bullish on. So
okay, gotcha.
Differentiate myself, but it's because I don't have as much visibility on AMC, but the stories that they tell, I'm constantly trying to keep up. So as of right now, not enough visibility on institutional ownership. However, if it compares to GME and is much higher, I'm probably gonna have to do my own DD on it. Put that video on my channel as well.
Okay, so I've got something that I think would be interesting to talk about. Since we just got on this subject, it would be the institutional ownership that's reported by let me find this here, Fintel. This is my Instagram page. Somebody's tagged me in this. This made me laugh. Check this out. Not a dead cat. That's the goofiest picture ever, man. But anyways, we're going to pull up the AMC institutional ownership here quick. And you can see that there's actual buyers that apparently, according to Fintel, come in and out, you know, every single day. So you can see this okay, yeah?
Yes, perfect.
All right, so right here we've got the 13F and fund filings. And then what we have is the most recent data, updated as of today, March 1st, we had quite a few, you know, transactions take place. We've got UBS, we've got Northern Small Cap Index Fund, US Small Fund Institutional Class, and these aren't all buys, I would think. I think that some of them may be our sells, but, you know, the only one that I could see possibly being a sell would be UBS, because their shares changed as negative 18.57%, which would lead me to believe that they sold some of their shares in the company, their stake. But we've got some huge stakes here on the first, right? We've got Vanguard with 2.382 million shares. We've got another Vanguard, you know, different index fund here. We've got the stock market index fund. You've got the small cap index fund, and you've got the small cap value index fund, all taking huge stakes of AMC on the same day. And that cannot be by coincidence, man. There's no way. I mean, like, what do you make of that? What does this mean to you?
So this is so the conspiracy right now between GME and AMC is that unknown oh my god, my words, unknown institutions unknown institutions are coming into the game. It's kind of like when in Smash when there's like a new challenger approaches. Right now, all of these big institutions are trying to move in and muscle up on essentially the biggest possible opportunity of our lifetime, right? And at the end of the day, when people, I've had this question fielded a lot, so I'm actually curious about what you think. People have asked, if hedge funds are so sure that it's going to squeeze, right? Because if we are smart enough to figure out that it's going to squeeze, they should be smart enough to figure it out too. Why don't they just bet against themselves and then try to break even at some point? Right. And I've answered it in my own way, but I'm curious about what you think about that.
Oh, you know what? Me and Bruce already talked about this yesterday, so I've got an answer for you. I mean, he put it in a more intelligent way, but I have the same premise idea in a much stupider way, because I'm not as intelligent as Bruce is. But basically, my hypothesis was, and I said this 3 or 4 weeks ago, I said, you have a lot of hedge funds that are short on AMC and GameStop who got smoked. They got they got their face shoved into a fan and their skin just melted off, like bad. And they got caught with their pants down. Now they're sitting here, they were able to drive the price back down a little bit, right? And they're thinking to themselves, what do we do, right? So we reestablish our short positions. Some of them are kind of double dipping here now, and it's starting to move back up. People are saying that I'm dragging you. You feel like I'm dragging you? Did I say something?
No, I don't think so.
So if I said something that was disrespectful to Andrew, let me know. I don't feel like I did. But I definitely am not trying to disrespect anybody here. Let me know if I'm ever crossing a line, man. I didn't mean to do that if I did.
Oh, I didn't take anything of it.
All right, good. My apologies. I don't know. I just saw that on the side here. I saw a couple of people say it, so I felt kind of bad. My apologies to anybody out there if you felt like I did that. I didn't realize. But anywho, where was I going? I forgot.
So generally explaining why institutions don't just buy.
Right. Gotcha. So my personal opinion is you've got these institutions that are basically looking for blood against these other hedge funds that are short on the stock, right? So maybe you've got these hedge funds that are short on it, and you think, hey, instead of fighting against the grain, I got to find a way to go with the grain. So let's say that you've got AMC is, they've got a short stake in AMC at $5, and now it's at $7. They've lost some money. They've got the potential for infinite losses. Well, how can they fix that issue? Well, maybe we need to just go long on 1 million or 2 million shares. And this was explained to me by Bruce, right? So this is way out of my capacity. He was actually a broker, so he's seen this before. And he said, my opinion is you're going to have these guys, these institutions that buy call options worth 2 million total shares. So they can go long on their positions. So now that the price is at $7, they're down, $2 a share on their 1 million share stake. The price goes up to $10. Well, now they're positive and they've got 2 million shares. So they're long and they're positive. So they can sell off, 1 million of those total shares. And then they've got another million shares, which, when the price runs up and you've got unusual call options trading, you got these market makers and other hedgies that need to kind of hedge their call options so they can set, delta even, gamma even, whatever the case may be, and they can sell those shares back to them and rinse and repeat. And I think that's what you're seeing take place here with some of these institutions. Now, I don't think that's happening necessarily every single day, and I take no credit for this. This is coming straight from Bruce's mouth, Uncle Bruce. And he said it in a really intelligent way, a way that I never could have. So that's absolutely huge, and that's my 2 cents. What I said before I met Bruce was, I think you're going to have institutions that go long on this. It's going to be blood in the water. You're going to see people that legitimately are going to try and cutthroat kill hedge funds. And I don't think it's retail investors per se. I mean, obviously the retail investor, I shouldn't have even said that, but they're like hedge funds legitimately because they really don't care about how much money, they make. They're not trying to help that guy out. They're trying to transfer wealth. So these hedge funds, it could be dozens, it could be 10, it could be 20, who knows? They're trying to just cut it off. They're trying to take this whole situation and shift it over to themselves. So it's huge. It's huge. That's my 2 cents. I know that was really scatterbrained, but I hope that kind of made sense. Let me know if you need any clarification. I know that I'm a pretty silly chicken sometimes. So
I love that you just made me. Oh my God, silly chicken is a phrase I really hope to include in my own vocabulary eventually. First of all, I think that the fact that you can dumb it down, or not even think you dumb it down. I think you explained it in a very simple and straightforward way. And if you can understand, a Gandalf of stocks, his explanation from Bruce's mouth over to yours, I think that shows a lot of capability of just being able to synthesize, photosynthesis here. You figured it out, man.
No, I mean, I like I said, I take no credit for that. That was all Bruce. That guy is the Gandalf of stocks, absolute G. So nothing but love for that guy.
I think one of the hot points, the news today was fail to deliver. I think that was the FTDs were a big part of today's predictions. So I'm curious about what you think because of all of this, the contracts that were in the money back on Friday. Today, or maybe sometime around today, should have been the date that all these FTDs are expired, or at the very least they're starting to show up. What is going to happen to AMC because of these contracts?
Because of the failure to delivers?
Yes.
Okay, so, from what I've understood, and I've seen this kind of get misrepresented by some people, and I haven't talked about it a lot on the channel. By the way, Max Maher is on the live stream right now, so you might end up rolling him in here if you're interested in having a three-way chat. That guy is an absolute G. We call him Stock Jesus. He's the leader of the Neandernuts. But I'll briefly run through this, and I'm going to send him a restream link if you're okay with that.
Oh, 100%. Let's get the Stonk Jesus in here.
Rock on. So I'll just finish off this explanation. Then, Max, if you're listening right now, I'm sending you a link to your email. So watch for it. But anywho, my opinion is, it's a cumulative number. So that failure to deliver is, changed every single day. And that comes out to a lot of shares. You've got, I've seen numbers between, a couple 100,000, a couple 10,000, right? But regardless, what you have is the clearinghouses or the market makers don't have the collateral to get shares filled. And why would that be? Why would they not have the collateral for that, right? It's most likely because most of the actual physical, tangible shares are currently being held by either retail investors or institutional investors. And eventually that needs to be accounted for. There needs to be something done with those shares. And I think when the time comes, you're going to see that, this is just my hypothesis, my opinion, but I think there's actually way more shares outstanding that exist, the counterfeit shares that are causing this synthetic selling pressure. Because when you have, let's say, you're supposed to have 360 million shares outstanding on AMC, and in reality, there's 500 million. There's more supply, so there's less demand. It creates this fake selling pressure, and that failure to deliver could be a catalyst in a way to drive that awareness to the number. In my personal opinion, of course, I am not Stock Jesus, and I am not AndrewMoMoney, but that's my take. Let me know what you think, and I'm just going to send this email over to Max while we're chilling here. But tell everybody what your take on that is.
So I'm sure a lot of people have already heard about the fact that counterfeit shares are out and totally legal for some reason. It's the idea that you are, I always say it on my channel, borrowing a sell from the future, right? You're taking a sell that would have happened later, but you're doing it right now. This is essentially what a short is when you borrow it from someone who actually owns the stock. You want to sell it now, but you don't have it, borrow it from me, and then you sell it whenever you want to. However, if you borrow it from someone that doesn't exist quite, you're going to have to find that person later. Or if you fail to deliver, you're going to have to buy it at whatever market value there is. So that much buying action should have caused a good amount of price action today. However, that just didn't seem to happen, even though T-2 would imply that today is Tuesday. So when Friday, when a lot of those contracts are in the money, we should have expected something to happen nowadays, or maybe sometime this week. So that's why maybe some people on AMC and my channel are getting a little impatient.
But it's not a dead cat, man. It's not a dead cat. This is the biggest piece that I can offer is there's so many different things pointing in the direction that this is still a live ball. I mean, we look at the Ortex information, which is updated every single day. The utilization is insanely high. We can see the FinTel data, right? It says that the short share availability, how many shares are actually available for shorting, is super low. It's been as low as like 700 or 500 total shares in a 1 hour window, which, like, if you think about the total shares outstanding, is like that makes no sense at all. It's crazy. And I've actually seen screenshots of people who have failure to delivers, who try to go long on a stock, or even try to click on, I want to short this stock, and it doesn't even let them, which tells you how, like, the supply issue that's going on here with AMC. And that would not be the case, if there wasn't this game being played out in front of our eyes. I've said this for probably about 3 weeks. Let me know what you think. But I think the moment this is a dead cat, AMC and GameStop, is when the media stops talking about this, because the media and institutions, they're like this. They are best friends. They're doing everything together. They go walk in the park. They go to the gym, right? They're eating lunch, breakfast, dinner. They sleep in the same bed. And when the media stops talking about it, that means the hedge funds are done. They're out of it. They've already made their money. And that's not the case right now. You've got institutional investors who I actually think control the majority of the long positions in AMC and GameStop at this point. That's my take. And I think that's also a couple of people's take, but that's when it's game over. And it's just not. It's not. We just got to take it one day at a time and be patient, and I'm sure you've heard this as well. It's the idea of, we keep saying this day, we keep saying that day, we keep saying this day, yada, yada, yada. When's the day going to come? And it's a slippery slope, man. It's so hard to get into that mentality. That's honestly something that on my channel has been a struggle, and the Guerrilla Gang's awesome. I think that we all rock, the true community here, and all the people that are rocking, cooking with Crisco, we make it happen. But I can see how people would struggle with that. It's tough. It's tough, like you said.
I agree. let me think about my thoughts that I had while you were talking there.
Yeah, I was rambling. Go ahead.
One, when you were like this, I was like this is media, right? This is
That's gold. That's gold.
The point is that, they are still attacking people who are supporters of the movement, right? Keith Gill, on Webull, they were just reporting on GameStop that Keith Gill lost his license on January 28th. And that's for some reason supposed to be a big deal. Look, this guy lost his license. Must be something interesting about that. Why would the media keep attacking these people who support our meme stop cause if there wasn't still big tendies to be made here, right? Someone
big tendies.
Big tendies. And the idea, I thought you were going with perception is key, because essentially we have an imaginary friend. It's called the moon, and we are making it come to life by believing in it. I thought that was part of what you were mentioning, but I think even though that might not be exactly where you're going to, I think that's a big part of it too, is that if enough people believe in this imaginary friend called the squeeze, we are going to squeeze 100%. And if people knock us because we seem to continue to move the goalpost, just abolish calendars already, right? Forget about dates entirely. Stop saying dates out loud, and note that your expectations should be tempered with the actual reality. No matter what kind of evidence we do, if we're wrong, it doesn't mean that it didn't happen or it can't happen. It just means it didn't happen this time.
Yet, right. Somebody said this in a really good way. You can't put duct tape on a busted pipe and expect it to hold. I stopped my chat because I thought that was worth saying to everybody out there. That's a great analogy. And, regarding this position, I'm going to ask you one more question after this regarding your position in GameStop. But I think you can control, excuse me, 4 things in life, and this was passed down to me by my father. I'm not this intelligent of a guy, but he told me you've got 4 things in life that determine how well you do. 2 of them you can control, 2 of them you can't. You can control your grit, you can control your skill, right? Those are tangible factors. You can control how hard you work and how much you learn. Sometimes you can't control, right? We've got timing and luck. So that comes into play here with AMC and GameStop, in my opinion, right? The skill, like what's the skill? It's learning the technical setups, right? What's the best time to buy into a stock? Doing the due diligence so we know the exact numbers, the tangible numbers, the qualitative numbers, right? I shouldn't say numbers, but the qualitative aspects, right? That's something you can control. You can control your grit, right? Not being able to let this break down. Keeping true conviction in a stock. How I view AMC right now, and you let me know what you think, is as a long-term stock, because Microvision is a great example of this for me personally. I bought into Microvision for the first time when it was at $8 a share, and it dropped all the way back down to $4.50, and now is sitting almost at $20. It actually hit $24. And if I had sold out when it was at $4.50, I wouldn't have been able to experience that crazy run-up, because I had conviction in the stock. I'd done the research. I've crunched the numbers. I've looked into the qualitative aspects of the company. I had the conviction to hold the stock. So that's absolutely huge. That's huge. That's a big deal. And I think the same thing applies to AMC at this point. If you've done your DD, you've got true conviction in the stock, right? You believe in the cause, then the price is psychological until the end game comes, whenever that day ends up coming. So that's absolutely huge. That's my take on it. And then the luck and timing, they're pretty obvious. They explain themselves, right? So the luck, we obviously need a little bit of help here. Like, we can't do this individually as people. It requires an entire community. It requires a little bit of institutional investors investors, which I think we're starting to get here. And then the timing, right? The timing's been incredible. We've got crazy timing lining up here. Like it's like what did Vlad Tenev say? I hate that I have to quote this guy because I think he's a clown. But anyways, he mentioned something in regards to like this 1 in something 100 million chance that GameStop would do what it did. Do you remember what that was called?
Like a blue moon event. Not sure.
He had a name for it. He had a name for it. You know what I'm talking about, though. He was like, this is something that should have never theoretically happened in the market. So the timing is incredible. Like the odds of it are insane. And that just shows you the power that we have as people.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty crazy stuff, man.
Did Max respond? Is Stunk Jesus going to join us?
I'm waiting to see. I'm going to shoot him a text here really quick. I'm going to see. He hasn't responded to my email yet.
Oh, Vegas Chef Andrew is out here. This is another Andrew, and he is an Instagram star's like actual private chef.
Really? Dude, welcome to the chat. Max. I'm gonna text him quick. You want to join the stream?
Like a 5 Sigma event. That's what it
was. Right. Black Swan, 5 Sigma, exactly.
But yeah, that's big. Even that got on the congressional like record when I was born in Bulgaria. I was a young boy in Bulgaria. Mr. Robinhood CEO was talking about that too.
Man, that was such a meme. That was such a meme. I absolutely loved it. I just don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of that whole situation. It's frustrating to me. It's incredibly frustrating. I think it's hard not to be for any retail investor, especially if you're a Robinhood user. If you were a Robinhood user, man, or woman, whoever, man or woman, I just would feel like I got absolutely robbed, because what it came down to for them in that situation was they claimed it was collateral issues, right? They didn't have enough money on hand. And like on one side of things, I get it. Like, how could you predict GameStop doing what it did? How could you predict all the meme stocks doing what they did? But on the other hand, right? The way they handled that situation was very backdoorish. Like, there was no transparency there at all. Like, I don't even need to. I mean, everybody's thinking the same thing here, but if I had a Robinhood app, I would not be using it anymore. That's my 2 cents.
That's 100% right. That's why I'm glad a lot of finance YouTubers still use Robinhood. We don't want to clown on them.
No, not at all. I'm not going to disrespect anybody. I just wouldn't do it myself.
Exactly. That's why Webull is the technical app of choice for me. It's also restricted buys, so this is important to note, right? They weren't entirely blameless, but it was the clearing houses mainly. They restricted buys later, and they lifted the restrictions earlier than Robinhood. So that's one of the more important parts to note.
Right, man. I mean, it messes up the whole idea of supply and demand. I mean, that's what allows these short ladder attacks, essentially, where you've got this algorithmic short selling down on the stock price to exist, because it messes up the algorithm system of the market makers. And when you just completely cut off buying, and Robinhood has, I would say, the most 18 to 30-year-old people that invest in the market using their platform, what did you just do? You completely shifted the supply and demand of the market. It's absolutely crazy. We still have you there? Did we lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, rock on. So I'm going to read off a couple of these chats and see if anybody has any questions for you. I think that's always a good thing to do. Some people always have some solid thoughts. Like, I'm not used to these glasses, man. They're so goofy. They fit under my earphones weird. I'm wearing these right now because my eyes are all jacked up. You have to excuse me.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good, brother. I'm chilling. Straight chilling. All right, Anime Chef, I like the shirt, so as a fellow weeb, we need a water chug. Oh, dude, I forgot to get my water. Oh, geez. Well, you know what? We're going to take 30 seconds here. He's got his water. He's prepared. I was not prepared. We're going to take 30 seconds, and you're going to drill Andrew with any questions that you have while I go get water. Give me just a second, man.
Nice. All right, I guess I'm up here now. Well, this is Professor Meatball, right? I've looked through the live chat. My computer is lagging real. My computer is lagging, but I'm gonna look at a screenshot as much as I can. Andrew, what is? Hold on a second. So. People were asking about my position in AMC and GME. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I bought in $10,000 of GME at $250, so actually $258 specifically. And in AMC, I currently do not hold anything. Even though I tell people diamond hand, I am here with you guys, I had not had a chance to buy AMC. So full transparency out there.
That's what it's all about, man. Keeping it real. Keeping it real 100%.
And Trey, keep me updated. What is your position on either stock?
I hold one freaking whopping share of GameStop.
Oh yeah.
I bought it literally today, which is hilarious. Let me just show you really quick here. So let me come back to my stocks. I've got one share of GameStop and a total cut in AMC of 1,467 shares. And by the way, have you hit 25,000 subs yet?
Oh, let me check. So we got 24,641. So we got 300 more that we need to get before you buy it.
You already know what it is. You get Andrew to 25,000 subs by the end of this live stream. We get this video to 3,500 likes. I will buy $1,000 of AMC right here, rocking, cooking with Crisco. Do not do as I do. Do not say as I say, right? This is not me giving financial advice at all. But I will keep adding to my position as I have been doing. And, I've built it up pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. I've got 467 shares here on Webull. I've got 155 in my other brokerage account. So it comes out to, I don't know what the total market value is. I'm not good at math. So I've got 13 grand here, and then my other portfolio is about 1,000. So just shy of 15 grand.
So you know what? I've never tried to be like, if I get this blankety amount of subs, I will buy blank, because I'm afraid of regulations and stuff. But if you've been okay with that kind of process, I will double down as well. I know that the trades effect will be long after this live stream is over. So his offer still stands until I hit 25K. But if we can get Trey up to 150, and if I can get up to 30K on my live stream, I'm going to buy $1,000 of AMC as well. I need to get myself some diamond hands there as well. So there we go.
You know what it is. You know what it is, guys. That's what's up. That's what's up, dude. Andrew is now a diamond handser. You're a true Gorilla Gang member. I'll tell you what. You own even one share of AMC, you're part of the Gorilla Gang. It's that simple.
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
I think some people get turned away. They feel like, you've got some people play with so much money. Like, how can I relate to this? You're playing with thousands of dollars, yada, yada, yada. But truly, everybody's got skin in the game. Like, that's absolutely huge. And the psychological barrier involved in losing money is the same for everybody. So if all you're starting with is $500 and you lose $100, that sucks. Like, that really, really hurts. And sometimes for people, that could hurt more than somebody who loses 10 grand. So I never want to shame anybody for the skin they've got in the game. And Andrew, I know you were the exact same way, my friend. And that's just something I wanted to double down on for sure.
Yeah. Exactly. If you guys have the people who have bought in at like crazy high prices, 250 plus gain, represent us in the live chat. The people who are bought in at like $1, like one share or two shares, right? Those of you who care enough about this movement to be part of history, that is exactly what we are doing this for, right? Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of the position you hold, because when the stock moons, you're going to hold a couple $1,000s in your hand, even if you have only one share. And that's the truth, right? This is the likelihood of the math behind it, the likelihood of the economic conditions behind it. Like, when it moons, we are going to be here for you. And we're going to be probably shouting out crazy stuff and talking nonsense for a long time.
Did they just say you got to 30K?
Did I just now?
That's what they're saying.
That would be crazy. That's more people watching. Oh, but I am very close to 25 now. I am at 24,987. We just got 300 people to mobilize. So by 13 more, then we're
there we go. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So I see some people saying that people purchased AMC at $16, $19, $14. And this is pretty interesting. I want to show you this. Check this out. I want to hear your perspective. So if we just maximize this time and sales window, check this out. This is pretty goofy. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to find exactly what I'm talking about. So if we look at, we've got this the strike here, right? This is the price that they were purchased at. Look at this. $14.15, 1901, 1639, 1639, 1495. What the heck is that? How is that possible?
That shouldn't be possible, first of all. But the second thing is that it happens on Webull so often. I want to have a second opinion. Like, is it Webull? Because Webull was wrong earlier. It closed the price of GME at 119 when it actually was 100. So that was like sus enough to me that like maybe the other volume data is also possibly out of the right realm of reality.
That would be my guess, because that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense. Honestly, I think I'm going to send an email to Webull. I wonder about that. I feel like that's misinformation, because that shouldn't be possible. If the price is trading at, X, Y, Z, it shouldn't be possible for the buys to come in at $16,
Yeah. And that's just I know gorillas don't do math, but that's just math.
Gorillas don't need to do math. Gorillas also need to drink water. That's the truth. That's the truth. Guys, it looks like we've got Andrew to 25,000 subs. All we need now is 22 more likes on this video, and I'll be buying myself $1,000 of AMC right here before your eyes. Dude, I'm so pumped for you. You've got a bright future ahead of you. This is a blast. This is so fun. People are loving you, man. People are digging this.
I appreciate that so much. And once again, my offer stands as well. Let's get Trey 7,000 more subscribers. If he gets to 150 and I get to 30, that means that I'm buying 1,000 shares of AMC as well on my live stream. And I hope Trey comes over and we'll continue to cross-pollinate this stock symposium long into the future.
You already know it, man. You know what it is. Oh, dude, you're in for a treat. Look at this. Guess who's here, guys? Guess who's here?
Uh-oh.
We got our boy.
Jesus Christ.
Max.
What's up?
Max.
What's going
our boy. How are we doing today, dude? Jesus.
Yeah, dude,
Stock Jesus is back.
Beat right now. Stock Jesus is here, the Neandernaut himself. I am beat right now. You know why? I just did my Palantir breakdown video. I've worked on it for like 6 hours today. Just posted it.
Your voice sounds kind of beat up.
Oh, dude, it's been a rough day.
Oh, man.
About it. It's a banger. It is a banger.
Dude, I'm going to check it out. You already know it. So you hopped in at a really good time, dude. Me and Andrew just made a pact here. We said we get this channel to 25,000 subs, that I would buy $1,000 of AMC, and he just hit 25,000 subs. So you get to watch this in live time, man. This is going to be a blast.
There we go. Let's see it.
All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Woo! You guys ready for this? Coming back to AMC. As you can see, I've got lots of dry powder here. I've got about $8 grand. I am going to put in a dollar price here, $1,000. Whatever that gets me in shares is what we're going to buy. Yeah, so that should work.
Watching you buy after hours, right? Is this available on every brokerage?
This is available on Webull, so there's a link up there. I see what you did there. You goofy dude. That was good. So I've got an affiliate link up there. I never talk about it because I always feel kind of weird talking about it. But if you want to get 2 free stocks with a $100 deposit, that's there for you. If not, that's cool too. I don't really care. I'm just chilling. But anyways, bang, shebang, shaboom. There we go. We just bought $1,000 worth of AMC. Our total position is now 1,580 shares at a dollar cost average of $8.52. Cowabunga it is.
Congrats, Andrew. You were at 20,000 yesterday. That's wild.
I was just on Max's live stream yesterday. That was true. I hit 20,000 over the weekend, got 2,000 more the day before, thanks to Max, and now just another 2,000 right here with Trey.
Let's go. That's
Man,
awesome.
He deserves it. He deserves it. You've been grinding, dude. Some of your live streams, you go forever. I'm like, I don't know how you're doing that. It's nuts.
It's a long time.
So Max, what's new with you today? What'd you do in the stock world? Let's hear your take on AMC's price action today. Whatever stocks you covered on the channel, I'd be interested to hear. I had a pretty eventful day, but we got to hear how Stock Jesus is doing, our Neandernaut.
Dude, it's 4:20 right now. I literally been working on this Palantir video since 10 a.m. So that's all I've done. I haven't even looked at stock tickers or anything like that.
Dude, you missed a crazy day.
If you have any questions on Palantir, shoot them my way.
Well, you got come on. You can't leave it at that. Can't leave it at that. Give us some news. Also, I'm gonna you talk, and I'm gonna make sure I add your channel to the description box so that everyone can check you out.
So, in a brief summary, I went into my investigative process here, partially because Andrew here said he was a big fan of it. So I was like, okay, let me check into this. And I went into it just really expecting nothing. I try not to have any expectations up front. And I left the analysis pretty optimistic about the company and its prospects for the future. Now, I think even after its haircut in price recently, it's still potentially a little bit overvalued, but I'm not sure the price is going to go down much more from there. So ultimately, I think it's a potentially good buy-in, especially if you're willing to hold, 5-7 years or so.
I'll be back in 30 seconds. You guys keep talking.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm so glad that Max came out with basically the exact same conclusion. I also put out a Palantir video maybe a couple days ago. And I am so touched that I remember you were like, what is the stock that I'm bullish on? And Palantir, you spent a whole day researching the stock. That's just a YouTube community giving back to each other right there.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I take it seriously when someone in an industry says a business is a good business. So I was like, okay, that combined, I also did a poll on my channel, which stock should I deep dive into? They chose Palantir. So I'm like, boom, Palantir it is. So the video is 20 minutes long. So if anyone listening is interested, literally just posted that, not to take any viewers away from the stream, but.
All right, so you guys all better click off of this video right now. Go over to Max's
After you're done streaming here.
So this is going to be a funny story. I just got one of my neighbors at the hotel knocked on my door. That's why I'm talking a little quieter now. She said, hey, I'm your neighbor. Could you please quiet down? I hear you like screaming at the wall every single day. I didn't realize I was being that loud. I can't hear myself with my headphones on.
Well, we'll tell them I have almost 8,000 people in here inside my apartment, inside the hotel room right now.
Yeah, you don't realize how many people are in the room. That's why it's so loud.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, we're straight chilling. Rock on, man. Well, dude, today was crazy in the market. We had an insane day. There was a lot of ups, a lot of downs. The NASDAQ, I was surprised. I was expecting it to be a little bit flat. I was expecting a flat day because we started with a slight gap down. So we started the pre-market 4 a.m. hits, and the NASDAQ it drops like, I would say 0.5% or so. And then it had that nice run up until market open. Everything was climbing for about the first hour. And then it was a slow bleed for the rest of the day on a lot of stocks. And I was goofy. I didn't expect that. I didn't know what to make of it. But you had some plays that were like just crushing, going to the moon, and then like your average stocks, outside of your RKT, your NNVC, a couple other stocks that had some crazy news that pushed price action, they were just flat, not much happening. It was a pretty meh day.
I haven't even taken a look at AMC price until right now.
Well, we might as well pull it up, man. We might as well do it.
I mean, the volatility wasn't like nothing. It did go up and down between significant levels of significance and resistance. But at the end of the day, down 2% for both of these stocks, I think, on the day.
Yeah, man, it was a pretty decent day. I mean, went up to 940 at the highest point. We had some pretty harsh selling pressure for a while, so we had this downward moving channel, broke out of it. Like, that's a pretty harsh short attack. I'd be anticipating that the short numbers for today were pretty high. I don't think we triggered SSR either. Consolidated for a while, had a really massive sell-off down to 851, and then it climbed back up, met back up to basically this level of resistance. Didn't do much from there. Just continued to consolidate. I've got the VWAP pulled up because I was doing a little bit of scalping today. I don't typically use the VWAP unless I'm day trading, so I'll get rid of that right now. But what was really interesting to me is that AMC, I probably sound so goofy right now, I'm trying to be quiet. But we didn't have a lot of volume. Like, the amount of volume that came into this today was kind of dead. There was not a lot of people buying. That's what caught me off guard. So if you look at the overall volume on this today, it's 77 million in volume. That's nothing. That's nothing compared. That's half of what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
That 940 number, it just like we can't get past that.
I know. It's such a terrible resistance. So if we look at this on a 5-day, yeah, it just lines up perfectly with that level of resistance. So if we just draw this out quick, you've just got you've got a triple top right here. Like 3 times it's tested out 940 and it just can't break it. It can't. But think about this too, though. The same thing happened the first time. So if we look at the 1-month chart, right, when AMC was trying to run, the same thing happened back here, right? We had this kind of level where it couldn't break for a while. So you can see this triple top right here, right? Look at this. It tested it 3 times before it finally got that break the 4th time. So if it's anything like that, right, it's got a very similar technical setup. We've got 1 test, 2 tests. Maybe this will be the 3rd test and it'll push through. Or maybe it'll take 4. Who knows? But regardless, I think that squeeze situation is 100% there.
I like how your charts are clean, because when I come back, I usually have my old levels of resistance and support. Do you update them every time you look at it?
It's so easy, man. You click delete all, this little trash can up here, bam, everything's gone.
I know, but like sometimes it's just like work that I did, and I'm like, why would
I know it. It's tough. Sometimes it's like flushing your fifth grade art project down the toilet. You know?
Exactly. Every time a stock broker does an analysis, that's a fifth grade art project waiting to happen.
Yeah, man. Oh, this made me laugh. Trey was getting his hearing tested today, and the doctor probably told him to stop speaking so damn loud. You're true. I actually went into the audiologist today. It's funny you said that.
Oh yeah, what did they say?
I've got bad hearing. Yeah. Yeah. That's not a surprise to me. It's not a surprise to me. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal.
It's probably the sound of all of those tendies getting stuck up. It's the sound of the rocket fueling up, let's say.
Oh yeah, big time, for sure. Hedgies will not be getting our attendees. Guys, I dropped Max Mahers. I said it right this time, yeah? Your last name? Oh, we're cooking. I've always got that silly accent. Everyone always makes fun of me. They say they spell out the exact way that I'm pronouncing words. I don't even realize I'm doing it, but I've got his channel in the description box. If you want to check that out, do that. He needs some subs. This guy needs some tendies. Make sure this guy's eating good. He spent 6 hours today on one video. Man, that's some dedication.
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating that, but then I just, you just keep getting deeper and deeper into the subject. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to invest in this, I want to really know everything there is to know about this darn thing.
Now, in like 10 seconds, I don't want to take up too much of the stream, but like what is the like percentage of time you spend like researching and then like compiling or scripting and then like doing multiple takes and then editing?
Research is 85% of it. Filming it isn't too long. A lot of times I'll have bullet points of things I want to make sure I don't miss, but then I just kind of go off of that. If I do refilm something, it's usually like the first 3 minutes where I'm like, the energy was off a little bit. Let me just restart that. But it's research almost primarily.
That's a good way to do your due diligence, making sure that that takes up most of the time. So that's 5+ hours of research that
goes into a 20-minute video.
Yeah, I literally didn't even look at my phone. Like I was just left in my pocket. I was like, I can't be distracted. I got to finish this thing.
That's intense, man. Jeez. And what's crucial about what your channel does is, focusing on that qualitative, fundamental analysis and the qualitative, like looking at the numbers. Like there's a lot of stuff to pay attention to. Like there's so much, numbers. And honestly, what I think is the hardest, I think quantitative sometimes can actually be easier than the qualitative because you have to be able to shift your brain in this way where you're thinking, okay, where's the entire market at? How is this going to apply now compared to competitors? How is this going to matter down the road? Meatball is just straight chilling right now. Look at Meatball. But God, I just can't imagine the amount of time that it would take for that research to be done, dude. That's huge. I guarantee you, you work probably harder than I do for sure. Just a wizard.
I hope it's valuable. I hope it can make some people a ton of cash, 5 years from now when it really pays off.
Big time, man. I see Bruce Wang's in the chat. How about that?
Oh, this the other Bruce.
Yeah, the other Bruce. we had Uncle Bruce on here yesterday. Man, that guy's like Gandalf. What a G. This is like the finance YouTubers collide like the Avengers, man. This is cool. This is so cool.
Bruce Wayne was one of the first YouTubers that gave me a chance when I got to get on his show like a week ago. Yeah. That was one of my biggest breaks. A lot to him.
Yeah, man. I think that's how a lot of people start. Did you have a situation like that, Max?
I was just saying I actually have to go. I'm a minute late for a meeting. So
man. All right. I get you. I got you. No, we're chilling. You're just breaking my heart. You're breaking everybody's heart here. The Gorilla Gang is going to disown you.
Oh, no.
I'll pop back in if you're still going an hour from now.
All right. Heard. Well, take it easy, brother. It was good to have you here. Everybody, make sure you drop a like and a follow for Max, the dude, the wizard. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Say hi to the Neandernauts, right?
Neandernauts, you got it. Right on the money.
Yeah.
Rock on. So, we are going to go here for a couple more minutes and wrap this up. I want to be respectful of your time, but are there any last things that you want to say in regards to AMC, GameStop, any stocks in particular? This is time for some people to ask you questions, get anything off their brains, and just vibe with you for a while. So, anything that you want to say first and foremost?
Well, I mean, I like doing little rallying speeches at time to time because people oftentimes come on your channel and my channel too to get a little bit of hopium and copium and understand that they're not alone. So I have to tell you, when I bought GameStop at 250 plus club, I felt really, really alone for a long time. I felt like, wow, I'm the laughing stock of my family currently. I have, I can't believe I fell in on this. And I thought I did my research. I thought that this was the right move. And how could I have made such a blunder? And then it turns out that once you do enough research and see what people say, that this game is completely unfair. That this game has players that have way more money, way more research, and way more education than you. So that's the reason why our channels are so important, is to educate the small people, the people that listen to us when they're standing up right now, doing work as they're essential workers, you know, people who have to work night shifts and use us to either wake up and hear about the news, or use us to wake up to or go to sleep to, right? These people, on the end of the day, are the ones that are going to benefit the most from this kind of financial education. So the first thing that I have to say is, if you guys are here to get confirmation bias, 100% that's what we're here for. But we're also here to provide you the most important data out there. In my channel, data is king. And at the end of the day, if you start building the right financial sense, the common sense that only comes from years of reading the right articles, of like looking at stocks and charts and being like, this is where this line should be drawn, how you just effortlessly did that for AMC and matched the levels of resistance and support, I think that kind of confidence can come out of these little forums that we have here, these little powwows that we have here. The fact that you are now bringing on these like YouTube, like finance symposium, right? People who want to also talk about the same stuff and bring everyone up at the same time. That's real big of you. And I think that in the future, there is going to be a chance for us to all be eating our tendies, sitting next to each other, not 6 feet apart. And I can't wait for that day to happen.
The quadruple witches, man. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. I think there's something really undervalued about the power of just coming together as people. You know, and when I started this AMC series, you hit it right on the head. You hit it right on the head. It's all about creating a community regardless of your orientation on the planet, whether it be your gender, your race, your sex, your age, you know, your religion, your political background, whatever it is, right? We can all come together and be a part of this huge cause, right? This battle together, the planet of the apes, you know, the war for the planet of the apes, man. And all us simple apes are just coming together to get something done. And there's a lot of power in that. So if you feel hopeless right now, and I try to say something about this in all my videos, but if you feel hopeless, you feel depressed, you feel sad, keep taking that next step, keep going to the next day, right? There's no loss that's realized until you sell. There's no gain that's realized until you sell. You just got to keep playing the game, and eventually you're going to come out on top. Worst case scenario here, my friends, I truly do believe this, is you are playing a recovery play. You are playing a quarantine COVID recovery play, and you're going to make off very, very well. That's my 2 cents. That's my opinion. So you summed that up perfectly, Andrew. What a G.
Oh man, I think the real G right here is Mr. Trades right here. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you're younger than me. Do you share your age on your chats?
I used to have like a 2-minute long intro, and then when my channel started blowing up, everybody was like, your intro is way too freaking long. So I stopped saying it. But for anyone who's new to the channel, I am 23 years old. I usually don't talk about that. Maybe that scares some people away, but you know, I'm 23. That's take that for what it is. My birthday is on June 21st, 97.
Wow. You know, the people, for some reason, when I was a senior in high school, I got in with a group of sophomores, and these guys have been my closest friends ever since. So all of my closest friends are like 23, 24 right now. But that said, Trey, I'm so happy that you had me here. Start of a beautiful bewitching friendship. I'm excited to come back and talk more about stonks anytime. Just let me know when.
Hey, don't even think about coming back if you're not going to bring meatball.
It takes a while for me to get all the way over here, all the way from my channel to your channel.
I know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Crazy. Yeah. That's good stuff, man. You know, I can tell that you're a really down to earth, genuine guy. If this is going to be my last call on this, if you have not subbed to our boy over here, AndrewMoMoney, his link to his YouTube channel is in the description box down below, or you can click on, from my understanding, the handle that is in the title of this video. You click on that, it'll bring you right over to his channel, and you can check him out, throw him a sub, watch some videos. This dude knows his stuff. He's got some great positive vibes. He'll give you some hope. He'll give you some confirmation bias. whatever you need, guys. We're cooking with Crisco here today, and this guy is now a member of the Gorilla Gang. So, any last things than that, my friend? Otherwise, we're gonna let you get on your way. We've had you here for almost 2 hours now. Very grateful for you giving us your time.
Oh, of course. Well, first things first, I cannot wait to dress Meatball up in a little gorilla outfit. That's definitely going to be what he's going to be for Halloween. It's going to be when he's dressed up March 19th as well. If you guys want me to make good on my promise, I am looking to get up to 30,000 this week. And if we can get Mr. Trey, up to 150,000, I'm buying $1,000 of AMC on my channel. That is my promise. And I'm ready to hold those diamond hands straight to the moon. So I'm excited to continue on this journey and see you on my channel as well.
Heck yeah, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, it's too easy. You know, I don't know if you've heard this or not, but in my live streams, I said if AMC hits $600, that I will have made about 700 grand. I'm going to buy myself a Tesla, and I'm going to buy one Gorilla Gang member a Tesla. So you've got this recorded. I say this every single video. If this hits $600 and I cash out, one of you lucky guys is going to be winning a Tesla. So keep that in the back of your mind. You can hold that to me. I say that every single video, and I 100% mean it. So take that for what it is. I just wanted to put that out there because we're both, dude, I'm just so pumped. I'm so pumped. This is awesome. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, man. Oh man, Tesla's all around. If we get to the moon, Tesla's filled with tendies.
$1,200, we get 2 Teslas for the Gorilla Gang. You know, it's too easy.
It's too easy.
Rock on, man. Yeah, no problem. We're gonna let you go. You know, we appreciate having you here. Thank you, my man. And dude, it was a blast. It was a blast. That was one of the easiest live streams I've ever done.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Big pleasure. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Yeah, you too, brother. Peace.
Peace.
All right, guys, so we are back here. It's just me. I'm going to be talking a little bit quieter here. I want to be respectful of my neighbors. Oh, man. I know I kind of feel like a jackwagon. I didn't mean to bother my neighbor. I just get so excited. I get so excited. It's hard for me not to get loud. I'm just pumped. I've got way too much energy. But anyways, I'm going to take the time now to scroll way back up here and read all these super chats because I do appreciate every single person that has taken the time to donate here. So thank you to Cameron, Ghost, Love You Trey, my Gorilla Bro, let's go. Holding 2,700 shares of AMC. Moon coming soon. AMC is not a dead cat. We're going to be on the moon soon. You already know what it is, brother. You already know what it is. Thank you to Zachary. Anime Chef, we got Ghost again. I scalped RKT also today for 1K. LMFAO scalp mode. Dude, that was a good stock to me. That treated me really, really dang well. So I'm actually going to turn this back on here. And I'm going to show you my stake in RKT. I did pretty dang good. So let me come back here to Rocket. I scalped it about 4 times along with a couple other stocks. SYPR I did pretty well. NNVC I did pretty well. JCS not as well. Made some decent money there, but pretty solid day. I can't complain at all. My total market value right now is at just shy of 31 grand. So very, very satisfied with that. I like the shirt, dude. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Guys, we get this to 5,000 likes by the end of this video, and we will chug one last glass of water here. We're going to be reading out the rest of these super chats, and I'm going to work on a couple videos that I can knock out for you guys for the rest of the evening, and just be cooking with Crisco. So do me that one favor. That's all I can ask, my friends. Do appreciate everybody a lot. Please explain why AMC spiked to 13 for a second just now. Copy. So I don't think that that's actually happening. Otherwise, it would show up on the charts. I think that is a glitch in the time and sales. Otherwise, you would see it pop up on the charts like it has previously. Like if you look at the last month, right? You can see there's those actual spikes like we have it here. That's an actual physical spike that hit 17 bucks. That's an actual physical spike that hit $15, right? We can see those, but we can't see it here. So I just don't think that's validated. I think that might be a glitch on the time and sales. Isidore, AMC did not move today because it didn't have a lot of volume. It was very flat. Without volume, you don't have the volatility. So you need the volume to pump into this in order for it to really start moving. All right, we got Christian. Trey, have you seen Texas is allowing businesses to open at 100% capacity? How large of a catalyst for AMC is this? Very, very huge. That's massive. Absolutely crushing. So the more you see this happen, the better off that AMC is going to be. So take that for what it is. Take that for what it is, guys. Red off Phantom Savages, Billy Bob Monroe. What do you think about the movement in HCMC? Been holding 12.9 million shares. Holy Toledo. That was a lot of shares, man. Dang. So to be honest with you, I'm really genuinely surprised by how much this is sold off. I didn't think it was going to sell off this much. That's gnarly. That's really sad. And the volume, I'd take a guess and say that it's pretty heavily shorted, but I don't know for sure, right? I can't say that for sure, just based on the fact that OTC market stocks aren't necessarily obligated to, report when they're being shorted, right? And institutions aren't obligated to do that either. So it's surprising. I think that the fact that they didn't get, from my understanding, a settlement yet per se, like they didn't go to court, they didn't get a definitive answer, that plays into the game. But I want to do a little more reading on this before I give you a definitive answer. I still think there's upside. I still 100% think there's upside. When this is a dead cat, I'll tell you. But it has been bleeding. It's been bleeding bad, man. And I think that's because you're getting people that are just getting scared. I mean, for how much it's dropped, right? It's already dropped below basically that previous run-up. It's not a 100% retracement, which is bad, right? So it's tough to predict this kind of thing, right? In a normal world, you wouldn't see it retrace over 100%. That's not something that people would predict happening, right? So OTC market stocks, throughout all my videos, I'm not going to use this as a scapegoat for any reason at all, because, I still talked about it on the channel and I take pride in that. But OTC market stocks can be really risky, and that's the situation here, right? It was really, really risky. All right, I'm going to read through as many of these as I can. Hey, what are we thinking about the earnings report? It could be positive. So best case scenario, it's positive. It helps drive price action. Worst case scenario, it's negative and it stays flat. I don't think people are going to sell out of this because of a bad earnings report. That's my personal opinion. So take that for what it is, my friend. Trey, add Andrew that quadruple witching day stream on the 19th. You, Andrew Max, and Uncle Bruce. You already know what it is, man. You already know what it is. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make something happen. 100%. Uncle Bruce says 1 million of retailers with 1,400 is over $1 billion. Trey, keep collabing and pump AMC and GME and everything else is a distraction. I don't like the word pump. I'm not going to say pump, but I will definitely keep talking about it. 100%. You already know what it is. All right, Galactic Cub says, today's volume trade was different. Your thoughts on why I was trading strictly in difference in pennies by 3K and 2K? So, honestly, I think it was just a flat day. I don't think there's much explanation to it. I just don't think there's a lot of volume. And it's probably because you had stocks like RKT, they're going absolutely insane the entire day, right? That's how I'm making sense out of this. There's not much else that I can imagine. Man, that's such a that's such a disgusting setup. Look at this setup right now, guys. That is so abnormal. That makes no sense at all. Jesus Christ. Holy Toledo. But you get the picture. You get the picture. That's dirty. That's absolutely disgusting. Does the T3 rule apply to the call options from last Friday? I don't think so. So with call options, you can only purchase call options with settled cash. So the T3 rule should not be an issue in the least bit. If you purchase with settled cash, then you'd be good to go. Jeremy Baker, thank you, my man. Chuck, I restore Corvettes for a living. Need a new garage. Go AMC. You already know what it is, man. We're going to get you that new garage. We're going to get you a new Corvette, too, hopefully, right? I can't guarantee you anything, obviously, but I feel pretty freaking comfortable with the situation that's going on right now in terms of AMC and GameStop, without a doubt. Vanguard Twitter from 2 days ago. Was it good planning or was it luck? Oh, really? Plus, they doubled down on their position recently. Are they the 801 investors? Dude, we got to find that. That could be huge. That could be absolutely huge. Let's find out. Twitter. We got to find Vanguard. Vanguard Group. All right. Was it good planning or was it good luck? Consolidating your investment accounts at one firm can make them much easier to manage. Oh, man. I don't know why I thought that was funny. 4 ways to potentially lower, yada, yada, yada. No. Maybe this isn't the right Vanguard. That'd be my guess. I'd be guessing it's not. Oh, there it is. Financial advice can help you keep things in perspective after a close call. Is this a hint? Let's see what people think. Oh. Oh yeah, that was a big hint, baby. Big hint. Definitely not. Definitely wasn't that ice skater that made those buys before 801. Oh, geez. I gotta drop some gorillas and some of these faces. You already know what it is. Cooking. I will make an Nano Dimensions video. Yes, that is something that is going to be coming down the road. So watch for that, my friend. Watch for that. It will be coming in the future. Trey, I sent you a message on Twitter around 9:15 a.m. EST. I made an AMC call chart you should check out. Marine Vet. Thank you, dude. I'll check that out right now. Let me just pull this over to this side of the screen so that I'm not revealing anybody's DMs. I will see if I can find it. Oh, I've got so many. Gosh, it's so hard to keep up. I really do try my best. I apologize, guys. No. So what was your Twitter name? Maybe this is it? No. That would have been about 6 hours ago? 5 hours ago? Matt Coors mods will give you timeouts for using gorillas. Oh no. Geez. That's no good. Is this it? Jeremy has spoken. No. Shoot, I can't find it, man. I apologize. I just want to be respectful. I will find it though, and I'll look it over. I promise you. 100%. 100%. When am I going public? Make my own ticker? I don't think I could do that. If I could, I would. Maybe down the road someday, my man. Maybe someday. The magic conch. I'll have the magic conch. Oh, geez. All right, guys. So we've been going for a while here. I know that my girlfriend is very patiently waiting for me to give her a call. She's been hanging out here for a minute. So I'm going to read through these super chats. Thank you to everybody that's taking the time to watch the video here today. Join the Gorilla Gang. If you don't mind, dropping a like on the video. If you can get this to 5,000 likes before I hit the road here, that would be absolutely awesome. We do have mods here, by the way. We've got at least 5. I should have more, without a doubt. So we'll work on that down the road. But I'm going to read these off. Thank you to everybody that took the time. Richard, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you to Tercero. Thank you to Jeremy. Thank you to Kelly France, the new Netflix. Thank you, Richard. Gerberts, Natria. Why did GME and AMC go different directions today after they've been tracking otherwise? My opinion there is catalyst. So you had Roaring Kitty had posted something on Twitter, and anytime he does anything, you typically see the price action mirror that, right? Sometimes AMC follows, sometimes it doesn't. I would say for the most part that both of these stocks do about the same thing. So be very patient. It'll work out. Thank you to Archie XX. Thank you to Pause the Game, BRB. Thank you to Tercero Munoz. Thank you to John, Jake, Marcus. You guys rock. Thank you to Velvet Jupiter, Brian, Sean, Ghost, Marissa, Anime Chef, Marissa again, Hugh, Kyle Moore, the Gray Area 51. That was my roommate's gamer tag on Xbox when he would play Fortnite. I heard that all the time. You and Keenan have to do a video together and take us to the moon. Dude, we will one day. I promise you. 100%. Thank you to Sornez. Thank you to James and Transparency Project. Rosa, Ghost again. Trey. Dude, I like that name. I like that name, brother. I like that name. Grevy, the lure guy Brad. We've got Jared K, Firestone Gaming, D Jr., Tyler Smith, Jeremy Wallace, Tim Mort, Ashton Cameron, Andrew Hawkins, Grevy, Tubo, Karen, gosh dang, Karen, trying to catch up with everybody. Chris Silverback, Ryan Lapointe, Gus Reed, Niz, On, Scott, Walter, Chris Durgan, Corey, Dumb Trucker, Penny Stock Picks, 35 subs and I'll buy one AMC. I love that. Make that guy get 35 subs. You already know what it is. Hugh Reynes, the Four Horsemen. Oh, baby. Put my hands together. I absolutely love that. I love it. Rosa. I'm going to scroll back up here really quick. I want to recognize everybody. If I miss anybody, I really do apologize. I'm trying to read everybody that I can. Where were we? Gosh dang it. Rosa. Oh, there we go. Rosa. The dog's name was Meatball. What gold. I love that. Kevin Webb. We got John Fields, Scott, Ramelite, Casey, G Wiz, Firestone Gaming, Chris Merck, Rhonda, John Baloo, Nazi, Karen, the Lure Guy, Brad, Pop Squash. I will be making that video. Alex Castro. I was an airborne medic and I'm now a disabled vet and history teacher. While deployed, I trusted my family and my finances. They made life hard. You love giving me hope and happiness back, dude. First off, I respect your service. I do want to say that first and foremost. I've got nothing but respect. No matter what your political opinion is of the military, I stand by this and always 100% will. It's not about the political opinion. It is 100% about the people, right? The people. The people make sacrifices, and we need to respect that as Americans, right? As an American, you do not need to make it a political opinion about people who serve in the military. It's about respect, for people who make sacrifices. Even if you're working a desk job, even if you're working, if you're in Afghanistan shooting M16s, if you're sitting in a tank, whatever it is, right? So I've got nothing but respect for you, man. My girlfriend is an airborne medic, so I've got a lot of respect for that. Thank you, my friend. Hope you're doing well, and I hope that your financial situation straightens itself out. Victor, thank you, my man. Your local meme officer. We've got Lower, Kevin Webb, Grimfire TV, Jesus, Zachary. What the heck? I'm here every day since before you were on Brian Jong. I send a super chat every time you're live stream. Love you, man. Take a shot with me on camera. Oh, dude. Well, you know what? Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. What the? Where did you go? Huh. For some reason, I can't find my Kraken. That is really confusing. Oh, there we go. That's the issue. All right, man. We're back. We're back. I'm taking one for you. Not in that cup with my water, though. One little pour. Cheers to you, my friend. I hope that you have a long and prosperous life. I hope that you make great friends. I hope that you have a great life experience. I hope that you meet the love of your life. I hope you accomplish everything you set out to do. This is to everybody out there, everybody in the Gorilla Gang. Cheers to you. This is not just for Zachary, for everybody out there. 100%. Thank you, everybody. All right. Thank you to Walter. Check recent $20 super chat. So I'm not trying to skip over people. I'm going to be here for another hour. If I take the time to read through everything, and it's not out of disrespect, right? I really do appreciate everybody, and that's why I'm trying to read everybody's names to recognize you guys. But I'll go back and check for it. So SLGG, Reddit user linked them to GameStop via Ryan Cohen's recent Twitter post. Speculative, though SLGG CEO would be an ideal partner for Ryan Cohen and GameStop. So I will check that out. I'll look at that down the road. I'm going to write this down in my notes, and I'll try to address it in an AMC video if it ends up relating. So I've got it pulled up on a tab right here. Got you, my friend. Got you, 100%. And then we've got Ty Savage. Big news, Texas is now unmasked and all businesses opened. I saw that, dude. That's massive. That's so massive. Thank you to Feed, and thank you to Rosa. When we reach 500, 600, I will send 1K for you to donate to a cause. 100%. Thank you so much. I mean, when this ends up mooning, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy myself a Tesla. I'm going to buy a member of the Gorilla Gang a Tesla. And then I'm going to donate $25,000 to my ROTC program back at college. I'm going to donate $25,000 to my track program, build them a new track, and then I'm going to take care of myself and my family with the rest of the money. So, I hope that you guys are able to do the same. I hope you're able to pay it forward if and when this does end up mooning, right? Take care of people. Make sure that you are doing good for the world. It's not all about money. It's not all about money, right? This is a community, and we don't want to forget the reason we did this. We don't want to forget it. All right. Walter Watson says, I'll send you the highest dollar super chat if you DD my 20. All right, man. All right. I'll stick around for that. That's going to be the last super chat that I dig through here. I don't like picking and choosing. Shoot. You know, God dang it. It's not the right thing for me to do. I'm not money hungry. I feel like if I just choose yours over somebody else's, it makes me look like I don't care about other people, and that's not the case. Let's meet offline. How about that? You reach out to me offline. Shoot me a message on Twitter. If you don't have my handle, it is Trades Trey. I'll pull it up here really quick. Shoot me a message on Twitter, and I promise you I'll take the time to answer your question. So give me just 1 second here. I'm going to come back to my profile. So here we go. Trades Trey. Find me on Twitter. Send me a message. I will take the time to respond to you. I will get some DD back to you, and you don't even need to drop me a super chat. That'll be completely fair, my man. How's that sound? So Ty, thank you, my man, and thank you to Joshua Snow as well. Any thoughts on psychedelic stocks? I have not messed around with them much, and thank you again to Walter. No, I have not. That's not something I typically invest in. I know that my eyes are dilated to crap, but it's just because I'm on some really bad eye drops. I know there are going to be people. There are going to be the smart Alex out there that think otherwise, but that is the truth and only the truth. So that is what it's all. That's all I've got for you guys. If you don't mind, drop a like on the video on the way out. It really does help support the channel. I've got that link up there for Webull. If you want to check that out, there's a link to the merch store in the description box as well. If you want to get a George W. cup, a Gorilla Gang cup, right? We've got a bunch of cool T-shirts and sweaters and stuff. In fact, I'll just pull it up for you if you want to check it out. It is called TreysGorillaGang.com. A lot of great stuff in here. So we got George W. We got a GameStop shirt. We got a Trades shirt with a whiskey glass on it. We've got some crop tops for the women, some hoodies, the whole 9 yards. You want to check that out, feel free to do so. That's the last time I'm going to talk about that here for the video. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with some more videos for some more live streams here in the future. Appreciate everybody immensely, and I'll catch you all in the next one, and peace.